I'm going to start by unwrapping this filter. Take off the outer package and then remove all the cardboard around the edges and then peel the metal frame away from the filter media. It is hot glued, so you want to be careful. You also want to make sure that you get all of the glue off. This one is the highest rating that we had in the house. It's a Filtrete 1900 maximum allergen performance. Obviously, this is no N95. However, it's better than nothing and perfect for the grocery store errands. And then I cut between 15 and 20 pieces of fabric at a time just because it makes everything go smoother. The pieces I'm cutting are 16 inches by 9 inches. Once they're all cut, I fold them in half with the wrong side facing out. And I sew a seam from the edge in 1.5 inches and do the same on the other side in 1.5 inches. And then I'll have an open piece here, which will eventually be my pocket. Okay, so then on this one you could see where I've sewn. Here's my lines, stitches here, open in the middle. Next, I'm gonna open up, flatten out, and iron right here just to make it lie flat. Once I've done that, it makes it easier to sew when it's nice and flat and smooth. I'm going to align my fabric like this, and then I'm going to sew seams straight up and down both sides. It's going to close it up. Once I've done that, here's one that I've already sewn. So seam here, you'll have all this open up here. You want to flip it right side out. Make sure you push out all your corners. This is one of the things that the kids are helping me with right now. Make things go quicker. Okay, and then I'll have my little bag. Next, I'm going to fold this down. Because I've done so many at this point, I don't even pin anymore. Fold this down and you're going to sew a seam right along this edge, as close to the edge as you can, because you want your pocket to remain up here about 1/4 inch at least wide. You don't want to sew this piece of the fabric, the lower part of the fabric, into it. So whatever works for you, sew along there. This is an example of one that I've already done. So I've sewn along there. I have this pocket. Now I'm ready to do my accordion folds. I like to pin, so I then put it on the other side, so pocket facing down. And I start doing my accordion folds. I pin 4 folds. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'll do the same on the other side until it comes out like this. So I have all my accordion folds made, all my pins all set. And again, I do 15, 20 at a time. You want to kind of flatten it out nice and smooth, and then you're going to sew along the entire edge except for the top. So I back stitch up in my corners, take my machine down, sew across, back up, and then I back stitch again here. This one I have completed already. So then I'll take my pins out. One of the problems I faced is not having the appropriately sized elastic. Also, some people have requested to have ties. Some people have requested to get elastic looped around the back. So I do all of my masks, and then I figure out how I'm going to do my elastics or earpieces or headpieces afterwards. So this is all sewn. And over here, if you flip it, you can see I have my pocket where I'm going to be able to insert my filter media. Obviously, you want to take this filter media out when you wash the pocket and wash the mask. Lay it as flat as you can. And then what we discovered we could do just today is use these tiny pieces of aluminum, which were pre-cut by Brian and Joe at Crowley Heating and Air Conditioning, who are willing to do it for whoever wants it. I measure out where it would go over the nose, and I'm going to cut a smidge of fabric right here. Obviously, you just want to get it in the first layer, so you could just sneak it in there. And then I'm going to insert this in here. And that's it. You have your nose support, you have your pocket for your filter media, and then what I've been doing is taking the elastic, double knotting it, and then sewing it on the edge, not on the elastic because it will break down the elastic. I just do a zigzag stitch at the tiniest width of stitching, and that way it will be like a little loop over it and it'll pull on it. The other thing that I have done is taken ribbon and sewn that on here, same way. But that way, like I said, if something happens to the elastic, the person still has the mask to work with. They could just replace whatever they're using to keep it over their ears and over their head. And that's it.